Not every conversation has to be content. Not every conversation needs to be a podcast. My name is Loren Weisman. I'm a brand communications and optics strategist, and I came from the music and TV businesses. And in catching up with someone I hadn't spoken to in a while, started having a conversation. We're talking a little bit about times past and what we've been up to and the things that we've been going through. And then all of a sudden there was this pause. And it was, let me check your levels and what we're hearing on the phone. You have some microphones, right? We could set this thing up. Let's make this a podcast. To which I responded, absolutely not. And I shortly after that ended the conversation. What it seemed like at first was something genuine, authentic, and connecting. A couple of people connecting that haven't spoken in many, many years. And things that we shared and things that connected us and how we drifted apart. That was the conversation I looked to have. This individual, what it seemed like was, okay, this is going to be good and we're going to promote this and I'm going to turn this into a podcast. And then the upsell, I'll promote your books, which there was really no reason to promote my books. These books also, most of my books are pretty old and they're more tied to the music. Oh no, I'll promote your new YouTube channel. I'll promote this. I'll promote your videos. I'll pop something to your website. And I said, okay, the conversation that I planned to have today was about us connecting after not talking for a very long time. It had absolutely nothing to do with promotion, with a podcast, with putting stuff out there. And I feel like in a certain way, many people now are turning every single possible thing into content. It doesn't have to be. There can be a level of privacy. There can be a personal level there. And I hope that that's not forgotten. And I know many people know that, but it seems that many people have bypassed that. You've got to do this. We've got to talk about that. We should share this story. Well, why? Why does that need to be shared with everyone? There's an element about privacy. And that privacy can even tie to security. And in that, it can just be something personal. You don't have to reveal everything online. You don't need to. You don't have to, turn every conversation into some kind of promotional piece. Yes, I see the Grant Cardone stuff and the Gary Vee where it's every moment is content. Film it. Put it out there. Why? Do you really feel good about that? And do you really feel like some of the people that you may have not connected with in some time and you may reconnect, how they're going to feel about that? Because for me personally, it was a turnoff. It felt like someone that I might be catching back up with on a personal level really just reached out so that it could be turned into a podcast and used to promote his services, his products, and what he has going on. Now, I'm not knocking that, but be genuine, be true, be honest about if it is going to be a conversation that you want to have recorded. And don't bring up this whole surprise thing. And it seems that this is constant, and it's even trained by some of these social media experts. Here's what you do. Turn this here. And some of these conversations, personally, I think the conversation would have been really boring. And many of these podcasts are boring. Now, yes, some of these larger celebrities, they can draw in and keep a crowd. But could you really have a one-on-one conversation talking about certain stuff and really call it positive content that you want to put out there? Honor your audience. Honor the people in your life. Honor the connections you have. Consider that every conversation doesn't need to be a podcast. It doesn't need to be a video. It doesn't need to be a piece of content. It might just be something private and for you. And for that, it may draw more people to you to know that you can differentiate between business and personal.